Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 2. So, what I'm most excited about the last race is the fact that Brendan Gaughan got a victory. So, let's go ahead and start out by let's look at the standings and let's see where that puts him. All right, so that's going to put him 11th. So, we've got 12 people that make the playoffs. So, it looks like right now he would be in. I'm assuming at this point, again, that Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez are going to be in. They shouldn't be, but I'm going to assume that they're in the playoffs since they're getting points. And also at this point, I'm going to assume that Cole Custer is not going to be in. Even though he's up in 6th position in points, he does not have a victory. So we're going to see how all this plays out. This is going to be... All right, the playoff drivers. Yeah, that's what I thought. So as we toggle the standings to look at the playoff drivers, right now you can see Brendan Gaughan is 10th. And it does show Eric Jones and Daniel Suarez as in. So Jeremy Clements would be the last one in. Of course, Cole Custer, if he gets a victory, he's easily in because of his point situation. All right, so who needs points? Well, Tyler Reddick, as we spoke about before, he's got a victory, but he's way too far behind in points right now. So that was a huge victory for Brendan Gaughan at the road course, a huge victory. That gets him in solidly. But right now, Cole Custer is the one that you feel for. He doesn't have the victory, but he's doing great in the point standings. All right, so let's take a look. Where are we going? Well, we are headed to Darlington. It's basically like a 1 1/3 short track in a lot of ways because there's not a whole lot of room. There's a lot of beating and banging that will probably happen here with the AI. So we're going to try to avoid as much of that as we can and hopefully come out with a great finish. All right, before we get the race started, let's take a quick look at the setup. And again, this is similar to what we've been using at a lot of the 1.5 mile type tracks and really some of the other tracks as well, simply because it is so effective at slowing the car down by removing the ability for the car to rotate, particularly through the center of the corner. So the spring settings have a lot to do with that. With this really stiff right front spring, slightly less on the left front, and then in the rear, only 50 pounds of rear spring split does not allow the car to rotate, particularly from the center of the corner off. Our reduced amount of camber as well, and then the track bar being at 8.5 inches. So all of those things we could quickly tune to get this car faster, but I think we've got a pretty nice setup here for the race. I don't estimate that we're going to be able to maybe even get to the top 10 with this setup, so we'll see. All right, here we go. Green flag is out at Darlington, and this is going to be one of those tracks where I feel like we're just going to have to try our best. Now, not making any contact with other cars is probably not going to be an option here. So we're just going to give it what we've got. The car is extremely tight. That's the reason why I didn't sound very confident about our ability to make up positions, but that's only part of it. The other part of it is this is such a narrow racing surface that being tight like this, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to have the speed from the center of the corner off to be able to do the things we need to do in order to pass. There's just so much traffic here right now, and it will dissipate some with time, but we only have 19 laps. And you can see this isn't a track where you can just drive by them. All right, they're going to give me the bottom if I can get there and maintain the speed. But we'll have to see how that goes. Because right now they're blocking me pretty good. I'm having to spend most of my time off the gas, even on the straightaways. But again, the car is stable, so that will be helpful. Gently move that guy out of our way. All right, Casey Kane, let's see if we can manage this. Again, trying to stay at the very bottom next to that white dotted line and give it room to run too wide. All right, try to get underneath them on corner entry if I can. All right, we got a nice run on Reddick here. See if he gives us the bottom. He does. Now, do we have the speed to use it is the question. If I could stay in the gas and from the center of the corner off instead of doing what I'm doing now, which is having to get back into the gas and then come back off one more time, I would be in much better shape. But we do manage to make the pass. We're in 21st position now. 14 more to go. I'm going to hang to this bottom as much as I can. But this is an absolutely beautiful track to run. The character at this track is just off the charts. If you don't know the history of this track and why it is shaped the way it is and the size that it is, then you really should do yourself a favor and look it up, because it is an amazing story, something that you wouldn't see anymore in this day and age with all the massive development and all the millions and billions of dollars that are spent. This goes back to the old school when they didn't have quite as much money and NASCAR didn't have the clout that it does now. And the fact that they never intended to use the banked section of the track for racing is just awesome. All right, so it looks like we're going to be able to make this pass stick. Here's our first Darlington stripe. Not too bad, a little slight kiss of the wall. So we're running 19th. So we're definitely not running through the pack with just wild abandon, that's for sure. And that's what we want. That's what the goal of this setup is to keep us slow enough that we're able to finish at somewhere around mid-pack, really. 10 laps to go. And there is a bunch of cars right in front of them. Woo. That is a big pack. Now, trying to thread our way through here, especially when they're trying to block you like this. Wow. 3 wide in front of us momentarily. This is going to be touchy. I never like to run around the AI when there's a big crowd of them, because they just don't know how to behave. They're very erratic, so I'm going to try to give them some room, make passes when we can. All right, if you'll slide up the track, give me a little room. All right, a little too tight to carry the speed that I wanted. Instead, I was busy shoving the 48 up the track most of that corner, getting him out of position. All right, running too wide at Darlington generally is not advisable. Because somebody is not going to come out of that in good shape. All right, so if we play our cards right here, we might just end up with a top 10 run. One thing that is a shame is that you only run at Darlington one time a year. This is one of those tracks that needs 2 races a year. But the economics will not allow that nowadays. All right, so we're one spot out of the top 10 right now, which is good for us. You can see the 33 shoots up the track mid-corner there, which is a good idea because it'll let him maintain just enough speed to keep me from being able to get by. There we go. We're going to try to get under him. No, didn't have the speed. All right, good run off the corner. Oh, if I could get to his inside on entry. There we go. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So now we're in the top 10. I do not want to be the outside. So now we've got a car to our outside. Good move on the 33's part. Taking advantage of me when I obviously did not want to be to the outside of Kevin Harvick. Once again, we got a car to our outside. 33 fighting back hard on me. All right, try to get to the inside of the 9 car here. Those beautiful words of all clear. Now we're going to follow Harvick a little bit, see if we can get in on closer to him and maybe make a pass on him. Come home with an 8th place finish instead of 9th. As we are coming to 1 to go. Harvick is moving along pretty good here, so it's going to be hard for me to get position on him and then pass him. We're going to have to come out of turn 4 really good here. Really wanted to turn under him like this, coming off the corner, but I could not get the car rotated good enough through the center. All right, a very good race, a very fun race. We come home 9th place overall. Very nice indeed. Only 19 laps. This is one of those tracks that makes me wish we could just run all day long. A nice $65,000 payday for 9th place, in addition to our 35 grand. So it'd be nice to bring home that kind of money every week. Okay, we maintain our 3rd place position in the points, and now you notice that Elliott Sadler has 4 wins and 20 playoff points. So now we're going to be, actually he'll take the top spot, I'm sure, once we get to the playoffs by virtue of being higher in the overall points. So very nicely done by Elliott Sadler. Fastest lap, once again, I was not looking at lap time, so I have no idea how close or far we were from that. So I'm pretty happy with that. We now come to 2 races to go to the playoffs, and I think we're in great position, but wait a minute. We have a hot seat offer. We could use your help driving the 26 car at Darlington this Sunday rather. Get a top 7 finish, and we might consider working with you in the future. Wow. Furniture Row Racing. Now, the 26 car, I'm not sure. I didn't know Furniture Row had a 26 car. It shows the 77 for the hot seat offer, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. Unfortunately, by the time we get to our next video, that may have changed anyway, but we'll see. For now, thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat 2.